Hi guys, welcome to this very special presentation for Media Spotlight UK. We are here with WCPW and WhatCulture's Adam Pacitti. It's grown exponentially, the WCPW thing.
It's gone crazy. You know, to think we started out in this venue in Newcastle, this dingy little warehouse with 150 people, and our most recent show we did 2,500.
True destiny.
Crazy.
It was amazing. I mean, I was
crazy.
there. It was just extraordinary. And like, you know, there's huge fan bases for this. I mean, I've got the T-shirt.
Thank you very
All
much.
of our crew has the T-shirt as well. Like,
Good
everybody's
lad.
loving it. And it's extraordinary. Like, because you think of a wrestling promotion as something that's quite difficult to put together, very complicated and all that kind of stuff.
Piece of cake.
Was it really?
No,
It
not
felt
at
quite
all.
organic the way you guys did it, though.
Yeah, it's you know, it just sort of made sense that we had this massive audience who were really passionate about wrestling, and they were hungry for more content. It's like, well, why don't we give it a go? There's such a wealth of talent in the UK that it just seemed like the perfect time to do it.
Well, I'd say we'll talk about WCPW more in a bit, but let's talk about, you mentioned content. Let's go to WhatCulture. Now, WhatCulture Wrestling, WhatCulture WWE is probably my favorite YouTube channel. You know, you guys put out amazing content.
Thank you.
Great lists, the predictions, the battles, everything you guys do. It's really, it's insane. I mean, did you ever fathom it having more than 1 million subscribers?
Not at all. I mean, when we saw how quickly the channel was growing, like, there were days that we would gain sort of 2,000 or 3,000 in a day, and it was like, it's crazy to think that many people want to watch a bunch of guys pissing around and having fun with wrestling. But I think that's probably why people want to do it, is because like for so long, like, wrestling's got a bit of a stigma, right?
Of course,
Some people find it quite difficult to admit that they like wrestling, and it's like there's nothing to be ashamed of. Have fun with wrestling. Wrestling is the most fun thing in my life.
Totally.
And hopefully when they see us having fun with it, like, people can associate with that.
Well, they totally can. I think that's what part of the charm, and it's those list videos that have really just kind of gone. I guess it started with the Adam versus Adam videos, which is just two dudes playing video games. And I think the first one you guys did was on the PlayStation 2, which gives an idea of how long ago it was. And now it's kind of evolved to this challenge thing. So I feel like I've got to ask you, like, have you recovered from that ice bath thing? Yeah,
that was painful. Like, Adam and I were talking about it, and he was saying, okay, so we'll do 2 minutes in an ice bath. I thought, it's probably not enough. People aren't going to be into that. Let's just do 10. Agony. Jesus Christ.
But why did you change your prediction? Why did you let him do that?
Oh, I was foolish. Cocky.
Because
I was cocky and dumb.
But did you see that coming at Fastlane with Goldberg, like a total squash, basically?
No, I didn't, which perhaps speaks to my level of intelligence.
Well, we were right mostly. We were really, really good at the predictions.
Yeah,
generally.
I haven't lost anything in a long time.
No hair pulling for you, no like waxing, no none of that stuff, no trying to sell autographs. I mean, they're hilarious. How do you think of these punishments? And are there times when you're thinking of these punishments, these challenges, where you think, that's too much, guys?
Yeah, totally. Like, sometimes we run short on punishments, and there's so much that we've done. We've done hot pepper, we've done like loads and loads of stuff. And so we say, have you got any ideas to the fans? And it's always just stuff which is meant to. It's like getting tased in the nuts, or a big hard slap to the face 5 times, or kiss. And we are struggling. We've got to do something big for Wrestlemania. So, like, anyone, if they've got any ideas, I guess,
shoot them over.
Please do, because we are struggling.
Well, I mean, it's really entertaining to watch from a fan's perspective. I've got to tell you, because like, I mean, the ice bath thing, because you really feel it's the frustration.
It hurt.
The genuine frustration.
Oh, when you've got Blompier there pouring ice on me.
Yeah.
Insult to injury. Scumbag.
That was in his actual house, was it?
It was, yes. Yeah, we popped around there. I don't have a shower. Sorry, I do have a shower. I don't have a bath in my Newcastle flat, so we had to film it around there. And yeah, not fun.
Not fun
at all.
Well, I mean, WrestleMania is going to be fun this year, obviously, because it's in Orlando, and WCPW is going to Orlando as well. What are you guys going to be doing around, in the area during WrestleMania week?
We've got absolutely loads planned. Like, King Ross will be doing live WTF. We've got some live Adam versus Adam Fear Factor sort of challenges that I think we're going to be doing. We've got Jack doing live Fast Count. What else have we got? The show itself, there's going to be a wealth of content coming.
And there's so much talent as well. Like, over the years, like, WCPW have picked up people like, Will Ospreay, who's amazing. You got Cody Rhodes, most recently, or Cody. You've got Drew Galloway. There's a really big name talent. Now Alberto El Patron most recently. It's pretty impressive list of wrestling personalities you managed to bring on, and obviously having legends like Jim Ross and Jim Cornette and Matt Stryker and all these people associated. It's a bit of a dream for a wrestling fan, really, to be around all these people.
It's crazy. It all feels incredibly surreal. And to think back to when we did that warehouse show, we added Jay Lethal at the last minute, and to us that felt like a huge deal. We're massive fans of Jay's
Ring of Honor world champion.
Yeah, 3 months down the line, Kurt Angle is wrestling for us.
Yeah.
That's insane, and it's so flattering that people want to come along, enjoy the product enough, and we're pulling in these huge crowds. It's crazy,
and it's getting bigger and bigger to the point where you guys are running shows that aren't even being broadcast.
Yes, absolutely.
So just live events. Yep. You've got your own house show circuit.
Yeah. I think we're looking at expanding the house show circuit very soon
That's
as well. So
huge.
We get so many people requesting that we come to their town, and lots of them as well. So it just makes sense to do that.
With the roster building, I asked you this last time as well. Roster building, loads of shows, draft.
I don't think we're at a brand split stage yet. Give it 6 months, maybe. Things have grown so quickly, so why not?
There's something there. I feel like there's something there. That when you were a part of it, you were kind of the general manager of the whole thing, right?
Don't bring that up. That's a sore subject.
Is it still sore?
Have you seen the state of our current GM? Adam Blompier.
Well,
he doesn't even have a full head of hair. He's a disgrace.
Well, the thing is, it must have been quite vindicating for you, because, obviously, Adam Blompier has always been a huge fan of Eric Bischoff. And then you and Eric Bischoff had that moment, and history, you guys created the internet title together.
Yes.
That must have been pretty special.
It is mad to think that, Eric Bischoff has put me over in something. A guy that I've admired.
You've collaborated with Eric
watching
Bischoff.
Nitro, and then, creatively we came up with all this stuff. Yeah, it's absolutely mad.
That's something you'll always have, man.
Yeah.
The internet title.
Yeah,
it's the
absolutely.
legacy.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. So obviously, you last time we spoke, you also mentioned that Mick Foley was your all-time kind of hero.
Totally.
He's featured really prominently on WWE programming at the moment, obviously as the GM of Raw. Do you ever kind of watch what he's doing and take notes from his current run? Have you enjoyed his current run?
I have. I think it's been an honor. I'm glad to see that they're putting in kind of more in a storyline. I think it really needs that. The other day, in fact, I bought a replica Mankind mask, which is now proudly sitting.
The leather one.
The leather one.
Oh, cool.
It was a drunken purchase, but it's not one that I regret.
Do you want to tell us how much you paid for it?
£150, which is reasonable, right?
It's
real leather.
Mad
it was
money.
Custom made, and it's beautiful. It is really beautiful. No, I love Mick. It's good to see him. People they're talking about one more match. I don't want to see that, because a guy is not in a good way. But no, he's the best.
Would you rather see a season 2 of Holy Foley?
Yeah. Big time. I'm an avid fan. I like Noel.
Yeah, well, who doesn't? So it's really cool to see WCPW growing and the roster, and obviously you keep tabs on what's happening in WWE. More than that, you watch all the programming. Is there a point in your life where you think, man, I just want to watch anything other than wrestling right now?
No, not really. I mean, sometimes it's hard to say, because wrestling's always been my passion, and then we work in wrestling now, which is very odd. And I thought that it would get to the point that I'm getting bored of it, but every month or so, something big will happen. I just a huge storyline. I just think, this is why I love it. Yeah. Watching the weekly shows, I'm not sure if I would watch Raw in its entirety every week.
Sure.
I think there are bits that I would skip, which I can't skip because of my job. But no, generally I'm watching more wrestling than ever, and I still go home and watch more wrestling. So the love's not gone, but maybe it's shifted more to independent wrestling. I find myself watching more indie stuff than WWE stuff for pleasure.
Well, that's because you're kind of part of the whole indie game now,
absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
So where do you think WhatCulture fits in? Because obviously you've got WWE at the top, and you've got things like New Japan and TNA or Impact Wrestling, and you've got Ring of Honor. Where, in the spectrum of wrestling promotions, do you think WCPW is, and how far do you think it can go?
It's hard to say, because for the last 15 years, there's been WWE, and then there's been everyone else.
Yeah.
But there are more eyes than ever on independent wrestling. It's very accessible. Major promotions now, major indie promotions, it's so easy to find and watch their stuff. And hopefully, while we're attracting these huge crowds, we can continue to grow. I don't want to kind of compare us to other promotions, but lots of people are watching us, lots of people are enjoying it, and I guess I can just say, I hope that continues.
Absolutely, and WWE have started acknowledging other organizations as well.
Not yet.
We'll get there. Give it some time.
Yeah.
It took them 15 years with Ring of Honor.
There you go.
You know, and New Japan, they talk about IWGP. I hear IWGP every other day on WWE programming, especially with AJ Styles doing so well. So, I mean, long term, is the goal still to develop WCPW, or do you at some point think, you know, I'd like to go and work in that office in Stamford, Connecticut?
There's always going to be part of me that would be curious about working in Stamford, but I can kind of speak maybe on behalf of Blonde PA as well. And some of the content that we've produced may prohibit us from doing that. Like, I'm not sure they're that keen on the how.
Do you think they're going to comb through everything?
They're watching.
They're watching. You know they're watching. For a fact. Has JBL seen Kim Ross's videos?
Oh, I can't. Yes.
You think he has?
I know he has, and I know he's not the happiest man.
He's not?
No.
Does he want to cut from those T-shirts?
A Geordie man making fun of you twice a week, seen by hundreds of thousands of people. Would you be happy about that?
That's the dream.
When he fell over, I was live watching it, and when he tripped over from the announce desk, Ross, like the genuine joy on his face, where like it's brilliant.
Well, I watched that video. It was just like 6 different angles of fan angles of him falling over, and he just decided to put it together as a video. I couldn't believe it. It was hilarious. Listen, okay, you know what? I'm genuinely a fan of WhatCulture.
Thank you.
I love it so much. I've got some ideas. Can I share some ideas with you?
Of course you
can.
can.
Okay, so I like the top 10 videos are one of my favorite things, right?
Gotcha.
So I've got some ideas. What are you going to tell me is good or bad?
Okay, sure.
Right, okay, so here we go. Top 10 false finishes.
It's good, yeah.
Okay. 10 most bitter wrestlers.
Yes, I can guess who number 1 would be.
Who? I thought you would go there.
No, he's not. He's a lovely guy.
I love the Hitman. Top 10 Hall of Famers.
Yeah, great.
Top 10 Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah.
Top 10 commentators.
Yeah.
You got to pick?
Jim Ross, obviously.
Nice.
Although Heenan's up there for me as well.
Yeah?
Love Heenan.
Who doesn't? He's amazing. Top 10 ring gear.
It's odd. What would your number 1 be? Mantor, surely.
Mantor's a good shout, but I was thinking something like maybe Repo Man. Or or the tassels of the Warrior.
Legion of Doom, man. The spikes.
Oh, the
spikes
yeah.
are cool. The spikes
when Ahmed Johnson did them, that was very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was cool, but okay. 10 annoyingly positive wrestlers.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Like Bo Dallas, yeah, that kind of thing. 10 hairiest wrestlers.
Yes, Big Damo is surely.
Yeah.
Sorry, Killian Dane.
Of course, and old school A-Train, maybe, you know.
Yes. 10
awesome merch items.
I like that.
Yeah. Any that come to mind apart from the Mankind mask, obviously?
The Mankind mask is very cool. I have always wanted the winged eagle replica title. That's all I want. I've got a Money in the Bank briefcase. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And you've got the badge, right?
The
brooch. I watched the unboxing video too.
Absolutely.
I've watched a lot of WhatCulture content. I really have. Okay, 10 crap merch items.
Oh, there are so many.
Yeah.
There are so many. Like some of the stuff in the loot crate. In the slam crates.
Do you know what? All time,
the best. The bum bag is cool though.
That was beautiful. I think it might bring it back. My all-time worst merch item is probably the John Cena gnome. John Cena Garden Gnome.
Yeah. Some of the Christmas stuff that they do, like the Christmas decorations, are pretty mental.
Well, the Christmas jumpers are weird as well. It's odd that they picked the Ascension for the Christmas. The Ascension is not a group that you would associate with Christmas merch, but who am I to challenge it? Okay, top 10 defunct championships.
Like it.
Yeah. And top 10 secondary TV shows.
Perfect. You know, I'm going to steal all of these.
That's cool.
Genuinely. And not credit you.
I'll just be happy to contribute something, honestly. Adam, thank you so much for taking the time to speak for us. Man. It's been so much fun. Guys, make sure you stay tuned to WhatCulture, WCPW, WhatCulture Wrestling, WhatCulture Comics, WhatCulture Gaming. There's so much WhatCulture stuff. Just make sure you stay tuned. Thank you so much again to Adam, and hope you guys stay tuned to Media Spotlight UK for more coming soon.